I grew up as an only child to a single mother. It was just me and my mom for as long as I can remember. She worked at a local diner a couple of towns over, and her usual shift didn't end until 8 or 9 p.m. most nights. That meant that on school days, and especially during the afternoons, I was by myself a lot. Being home alone so often felt boring and isolating. I'd finish my homework, eat whatever snack was in the kitchen, and then just wander from room to room or watch TV until she got back. The one thing that made it bearable was my best friend, Josh. He lived only a few blocks away with his parents and two younger sisters. They were the kind of family you see on TV, always cooking together, playing games in the yard, everyone laughing. From the first time I went over, they made me feel like part of the family. Josh's mom would offer me dinner without even asking, and his dad would always ask how school was going. It was such a warm, welcoming place that I spent most afternoons there instead of home. One weekday after school, my mom dropped me off at our house as usual before heading to her evening shift. The routine was the same as always. Before leaving, she reminded me to check that all the windows were shut and the doors locked. She's an orderly person, and she's been like that for as long as I can remember. I did my usual check of the house, front and back doors, windows latched, kitchen tidy, then grabbed my bike and headed out for Josh's place. As I wheeled my bike down our driveway, I noticed someone standing across the street. He was a man I didn't recognize, a face I'd never seen before in our neighborhood. We live in a small community where you get to know everyone at least by sight, so a new face sticks out quickly. What bothered me wasn't just that he was new, but the way he was looking at me. It wasn't friendly or curious. It was blank. No smile, no nod, just staring, like he was looking through me instead of at me. I felt a weird chill crawl up my neck, but told myself not to overthink it. Probably someone visiting a neighbor, I thought. I got on my bike and rode off toward Josh's house without making eye contact again. That afternoon was normal. Josh and I hung out in his backyard working on a small doghouse we were building for his puppies. Around 6 p.m., the sun was going down and it was getting dark, so I had to head back home. Josh's mom offered me dinner, but I had school assignments to finish at home, so she packed some food in a container for me to take. Josh walked me to the edge of their driveway. We said our goodbyes, and I started home. Instead of riding, I decided to walk my bike. It was one of those calm, slightly cold evenings where a walk feels better than a ride. As I got closer to my street, I thought again about the man I'd seen earlier. I glanced over to the spot where he'd been standing, but there was no sign of him now. The street looked empty. I let out a small breath of relief. I went inside my house and locked the door behind me. Walking toward the kitchen to set down the container of food, I noticed an unusual smell in the air. It was faint, but distinct. Musky, like old wet clothes or sweat left in a gym bag too long. Our house never smelled like that. I paused for a moment but shrugged it off, thinking maybe the smell was from outside or from the bike tires. I took out my school bag, got my assignment materials, and sat down at the kitchen table to eat while I worked. As I was flipping through my textbook, something caught my eye. One of the cupboard doors above the counter was slightly ajar. My mom is strict about keeping everything closed and in its place, and I knew I'd left the house tidy before going to Josh's. That door being open didn't make sense. I got up to close it and immediately noticed something even stranger. Some of the canned food was missing. We're not wealthy, but my mom keeps the pantry stocked, and I knew what was there because I'd seen it every day. A couple of the soup cans were gone. That's when my stomach dropped. The smell, the open cupboard, the missing food, and the memory of the man outside earlier, all of it clicked in my head. It felt dramatic to think about, but what if he had come into the house after I left? My appetite vanished. My assignment didn't matter anymore. All I could think about was my mom not being home yet. I moved to the living room, turned the TV on for background noise, and sat on the couch with my phone in hand. My eyes kept flicking to the hallway, expecting to see someone come around the corner. After a while, maybe 20 minutes, I heard a soft sliding sound from the bedroom area. It was like a window being carefully opened. Then I heard a faint thud from the backyard. Every hair on my arm stood up. I crept toward my room and peeked inside. My bedroom window, which had been locked when I left, was now fully open. And just outside the window, I saw the silhouette of a man jumping over our back fence and disappearing into the dark street beyond. Even in the dim light, I recognized the outline of his face and posture. It was the same man I'd seen staring at me earlier. I slammed the bedroom door shut, ran back to the living room, and dialed 911 with shaking hands. I told the dispatcher everything as clearly as I could, trying to keep my voice steady. They told me to stay on the line and that units were on the way. I also sent a quick text to my mom because she rarely answers calls during her shift. The police arrived in about 4 minutes. It felt like an hour. They came in, checked every room, and confirmed the man was gone. They took my statement and the description I gave. He'd taken some canned food and a couple of my mom's small jewelry items. Nothing more. He had gotten in through my bedroom window after seeing me leave for Josh's house. My mom got home right after seeing my text. She was pale and worried, but also thankful I was unharmed. The officers assured us they'd patrol the area for the next few nights and keep an eye out. After they left, my mom and I did another full check of the house, locking every door and window before finally going to bed. 2 days later, we got a call from the police saying they'd arrested the man. It turned out he was a homeless drifter who had been breaking into houses in nearby neighborhoods, mostly taking food or small items to sell. He'd been at it for a while and had just now been caught. After that night, my mom switched to a morning shift at the diner. She told her boss what had happened, explaining that as a single parent, she couldn't leave me alone so late anymore. We never had another break-in after that. Looking back, what unsettles me the most wasn't even the theft itself. It was knowing he had been inside our home while I was gone, that he'd been close enough to watch me leave, and that he might have been hiding somewhere inside when I came back. It also made me realize how quickly the ordinary can turn threatening. One moment I was just a kid walking home from a friend's house, the next I was part of a police report.